Right, so now we're going to look at thrusts on the other side. So I know it's a bit hard to tell from when you're training by yourself and just seeing me do it by myself, and I am sorry for that. But fencing is intrinsically a relational exercise. Your exact hand position, how far you should lunge, how quick you need to be, what exactly the technique is depends on what your opponent is doing. And when you don't have an opponent, it's sort of, it's kind of hard. So I do apologize that it's not necessarily as obvious how these thrusts relate to lines of attack, because I don't have anyone here with me that I can fence with, sadly. Well, hopefully soon I will. But as a rule of thumb, when you're thrusting with the sword or the stick, you want your front edge, let's turn the true edge, with the sword terminology, the front edge of the sword is the true edge and the back edge is the false edge. I don't know why that is, but I do know it goes back a very long way. But basically, when you're thrusting, you want your true edge, you want the front edge of your sword, resting on your opponent's sword. So when I'm doing my start thrust, I'm off thrust. My opponent's sword is resting here, and then on the other side, my opponent's sword is over here. I do a thrust in tiers, so I go palm down, which incidentally is what we're looking at now. See, the segue worked. All right. So the tiers thrust is pretty much the same. I just turn my hand and extend it 2 tiers instead of cut. I hold it a little bit lower. You can hold it exactly horizontal if you really want. You can hold it a little high if you want. I hold it a little bit longer when I do the extension. Then push all out, kick out, lunge in, and stab my opponent. Just retract, bring my sword, keep my sword out until I get all the way back. So I'll show you that from the side. Hand extends out in tiers. So same hand positions for a tier's parry, just extended, or alternatively the same hand positions you use for cut number 2 is kind of a 45-degree angle. I punch out to control my opponent's sword, kick out, so I use to full horizontal to start pulling me forward. I drive, stab my opponent, and come back. So let's practice that a few times. So I'm just going to call up my numbers, and then we're going to go from there. So extend, kick, lunge, retract. 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 All right. We've done that with my numbers. Let's try it a little bit smoother, still keeping that order. Extend first, then go from there. So I'm just going to call lunge, but I want you to try and make sure you extend before you actually start moving your body forward. So if I'm ready, you don't have to shout really, really loud because I can't hear you otherwise. Let's go. So lunge, 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 and once more full up, lunge, and back to get up. All right, so that's the tiers or palm down thrust. I'm just going to pop back in. Are there any questions? Does that matter? Comments, complications, confusions, criticisms? Capitalizations. You just want me to speak in all caps and annoy my family by shouting. Jake wants to know, do curved swords cover you better at the cost of reach while thrusting? Short answer to that is yes. Yes, they do. You do have to hold the hand slightly differently, so make sure that the point comes online. But the arc of the cut does, the arc of the curve does help. Um, yeah, so yeah, definitely you can use the curve to displace. Although I find that it tends to, as much as it knocks the opponent's sword aside, you don't get a lot of control. So with a straight sword, when I thrust, I get a lot of control with the shell of my sword. So this I get my opponent's sword against it, and bang. Whereas with a curved sword, you tend to displace or knock your opponent's sword aside. So it's which can be a little bit more dangerous, but it also can mean that you're more likely to be able to hit your opponent. Kirik says, I found the curve coming over the top works well in tiers. Oh, cool. Well, yeah, no, I don't have. Oh, yeah, just coming in like that. Yeah, bang. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, no, if you can, it's a bit risky. So you do need to get your opponent reacting to you and to committing to something with their sword before you do it. But particularly as a riposte, it's beautiful. So yeah, no, I think it's a really good observation. All right. So is there any further questions before I pause recording? I'll take it. Jacob says, interesting. People always seem to talk about curves as unimaginable, unmitigated negatives for thrusting, given that it also affords you interesting angles around guards. It seems like much more a thing of personal taste. Short answer is yeah. Sword curvature is the advantages and disadvantages of sword curvature are not what people tend to think. Like straight swords can cut perfectly well. There are plenty of historical examples of straight cutting swords. A lot of it does come down to personal taste. I mean, personally, I like a sword with about this much curvature. So this is a very, very mild curve, probably only like 1 or 2 centimeters, as opposed to the big kind of curvy like 7096 cavalry saber or like a talwar or something. But that's my preference. That's not a statement of the quality of things. And I think a lot of the debates around what is better in terms of sword design really come down to personal taste rather than any kind of absolute qualities. So yeah, all right, cool. So yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm just going to pause.